just a transparent moment reflecting on finances, financial health, financial wealth, and just unlearning certain patterns and behaviors without feeling the need to blame anyone or feel like, oh, I was never taught this, so it's your fault. I was just talking it all out and just thinking, how could anybody have known when my granny was only, 2 generations removed from our family essentially being enslaved, right? And so I'm not using that as an excuse, because when my granny was here, she definitely did the best that she could. She definitely made the most of it, and at the very least, she married someone who could take care of her and could take that financial kind of control. So it's not that necessarily she married and made the mistake that I essentially did. She married somebody who was very responsible, a Capricorn, very responsible when it comes to finances, making sure that everything is paid, making sure that everybody had what they needed, and really the best of things, you know what I mean? So she made a great decision when it came to that, whether it was a decision that she really wanted to make. The details shall follow later, but I do know that as a woman, when she was young, to have a bank account and to have any type of awareness of how money even worked was foreign. And so you roll over to, she has a child, her first child, my mom, and it's the 70s, you know, she's doing the best that she can to work. You know, she is a insurance, not broker, but she basically she was the person that if you had an accident, she would go out and do the estimate for whatever damage happened. So with that, she had to learn how to manage her own money. She had to learn how to do certain things. And I don't know all of the details because I wasn't even born yet, right? But I do know that she made very good money. She had a great pension when she did retire. She had a nice lump sum. But the issue comes in when retirement rolls around and it disappears quickly. And so I'm realizing a pattern, because I too had my own situation to where I had a large amount of money, and it just slipped through my fingers because I did not know how to manage it. And I'm holding myself accountable at this point, even though I was a very young adult. So how would I have known how to manage it if I was never taught? You know what I mean? So it's just, I'm thinking right at this moment, 3 generations of not knowing how to manage your money. And you know, we know how to pay bills, we know how to make the most out of what we got, we know how to make some shit stretch, we know how to turn damn near nothing into something. Again, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know that my granny probably had some hard times, you know, but my grandpa made sure that they were straight. So she didn't necessarily have to deal with, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay this, or I'm not going to be able to pay that. If anything, it was maybe personal things that she wanted to do or get. But I know that they always had credit cards. They had Sears credit cards, dealers, all that. So credit was A fucking one, right? Even as she got older, I know her credit was good, but she didn't need a car. She didn't have a house. So, but the thing about it is that, and she didn't have a car because her vision, she was blind in one eye, so she couldn't drive, eventually. Just really thinking about how that impacts me and how I am just not willing to take the risk anymore of not having the awareness anymore. I feel that it's so important for my children to have this financial literacy because it's a lot to not know. Of course, don't know what you don't know, but once you find out what it is that you don't know or you did not know, the impact is crazy. Because I'm sitting here 36 years old and I'm grateful to be this age and not be 40 or 50 or 70 or whatever and just now realizing this. But I've already decided that it ends with me and that I am breaking that cycle of not knowing, not having the awareness, not knowing, and avoiding. That's my main thing, avoiding and procrastinating. And that avoiding comes from feeling like, oh, I don't have enough, so I'm gonna have to, wait to do this or whatever. That's where that comes from. But facing things head on is really the way to go, because when you avoid, you just have more of an issue long term. And I just want my kids to be set. You know what I mean? I may not hold this earth and be the richest person, and I'm not asking for that. But to be able to be in a position to where I can help if they need it, or they don't have to help me whenever I'm older, or just having my own, being able to live a life that I actually deserve and that I desire. That's my goal. That's my goal. And I genuinely feel that I have a great foundation because I have awareness of what it is that I absolutely do not want and what I'm not willing to accept any longer. And so I'm stating that it ends with me. I know that I probably have more mistakes to make, but I'm going to take accountability and I'm going to make sure that my children have some sort of financial literacy and some sort of backing. And that's that on that. I can't do it anymore. I'm sitting here with my financial planner, right? And just trying to get things together. Anyways, I gotta log back in.